All right, so I'm almost done with these accessories. These glasses on him. How they affect everything else. There's many occasions when you can actually improve upon photo reference through your own digital painting. You can clarify things that don't make as much sense. You can make some things more subtle. I don't think the shadow of the glasses needs to be quite as strong as it is in the photo. You can soften that light a little bit. You can obviously add some interesting decisions in terms of color and texture. And you want to embrace that power you have as the artist and take advantage of it. Don't worry so much if things don't match. Just always be thinking about what it does look like. And that's why I like having the navigator, so I can see what areas need improvement. And just like color holds, if you need something to overlap, like the little white hairs over the glasses, you have to paint those over the top, or the highlights. Remember, white is a color choice for you. You want to use it sparingly. It's a powerful tool, the bright white. It will help me get these reflections, though. And in all the things you're doing, all the decisions you're making, you want to try to make sure it matches the vision you have for the project, for why you wanted to paint this thing or this person in the first place. I'm choosing James Joyce because I like his experimental writing. I want to embody that spirit in his portrait. Now, I did the accessories on their own layer, right? But I start to have some of those other refinements as well. So maybe I can take its overall opacity down just a little bit. And keep painting with it. Now the sharper edges of these shadows and of these accessories, like his mustache, are really going to help kind of bring out the overall form. And that's why I'm at a not too low an opacity, but I still want all the painting underneath to show through. And I'm constantly looking over at the navigator. And seeing how it all works from a distance. Because I'm very detail focused now as I'm just finishing up some of these edges. Even when it's just looking at wrinkles or eyebrows, whatever these things might be. I don't mind James Joyce looking a little bit younger, so I don't need to make such a big deal of these wrinkles. I definitely want that structure of his face to come through. Just like a lot of what we've done with digital painting, in order to get his mustache to look right, has a lot to do with what brush you select and what direction and how you paint with it. So I'm trying to go from multiple angles, the lighter version, the light hairs, the dark hairs, kind of building it up from the shadows. Trying to get some color in there to contrast with what's underneath. Some bright highlights, catching the light, and having a directionality to it. It has a lot to do with how you hold the brush. That's where it's very difficult, or very different than coloring. The directionality of your strokes matters a lot because there's no outline around everything. And it means a lot in the face, the direction of things, the momentum that marks have. So you can really feel their impact as a viewer. Also, as you're finishing up here, you want to be a little bit more critical about some of your choices. So I find myself doing a lot more Command-Z, making a different color choice, because I'm just trying to find the way to resolve it. I'm no longer just trying to build up textures. I'm trying to finish them off. Come to a happy conclusion. Then I want to bring that same level of finish to the other areas, even if they're not as exciting. So there's a lot of factors at play as you're finishing something up, but something I pay a lot of attention to still is value. The lights and darks, you can't lose sight of those. Even as you're mixing colors and trying to finish off your textures. You're just doing it now with higher opacity. So that everything has a bit more consequence. But it's no coincidence that I have my photo reference next to my navigator, which shows the kind of big picture as I make these decisions. And sometimes I make the wrong decision and have to go back. All right, so I'm liking how that's all coming together in his head. I think that works pretty well. Now I need to resolve the rest. I have to make it feel finished, right? So it all feels as purposeful as what I've already done. And that's what refining is all about. And now that you've really been exposed to all the different types and techniques of digital painting, you try to be smarter about where you employ them and how you employ them. So in finishing off his shirt now, some aspects of which I'm going to try to improve upon the reference, make it a little bit more interesting. I almost have to make it up though. I don't have such clear information always. And some of what I can just kind of let it go. Nothing says everything has to be as finished as everything else. But you don't want it to look purposefully sloppy or unfinished. So think of these as kind of the supporting cast of colors and values and shapes. To show off what you've already done in the best possible way.